So let's talk about some other goals, Shrikant, that people have. And there are multiple goals. It could be child's education, it could be buying a house, it could be retirement, or it could be anything. I mean, travel, destination wedding for people. And, planners like you say that link your investment to your goals. So I want you to explain that. How does that work for an individual? Does it mean that I create separate schemes for separate goals? How do I go about linking my investments and my goals? Can you explain that to us?
The primary determinant here in linking would be how much time do you have? Short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. So the portfolio that you would build in a short-term goal would be very different from the long-term goal. So typically I am saying the short-term goal will either have zero or very less equity, and the long-term goal can have more equity depending on the risk appetite. So that's how you would create different goals. Now for example, retirement. Okay, suppose retirement is 2 decades away. I can very well have an 80% equity in my portfolio, given that the mental makeup of the investor is up to it, okay, or even 100% equity. But suppose the child's education, the undergrad is coming up 3-4 years away, and I'm going to start building a portfolio now. It will have to be purely debt. You cannot take the risk of having equity, because equity could underperform in that period, okay, and you do not want to be left with a short goal. Okay. So depending on the time is the primary determinant. The short goal will have safe conservative portfolios, the long goal can have more aggressive portfolios. So for each you create that portfolio and link it, it becomes easy to monitor. This is my portfolio for retirement, this is my portfolio for kids education. Okay, then you track and do it. Monitoring is very, very important. So I had this instance a few years back, I remember very well since you asked me. I had this youngster who was just getting married, like his marriage was going to be a year or down the line, he was already engaged, and he says, Shrikant, I want to create a corpus for my honeymoon. I said, very good Bhaiya, let's do it. So he says, I want to go abroad. I want to go to Switzerland and take my wife to Switzerland. I said, great, so let's start planning. So I said 1 year down the line, I made a very conservative portfolio. I suggested a wholly bond because it was going to be SIP also. Okay. Then he says, no, what is the point? I will never reach my goal with 8%. I need 14-15% rate of return. Give me full equity portfolio. I said, Baba, I can give you a full equity portfolio, but don't blame me that instead of going to Switzerland, I have to take her to Mysore from Bangalore. You may not have more money than that.
That's very well said. I mean, that's the repercussions that can happen if your portfolio does not be well constructed.
Correct.
So what you're saying is that it's supposing I have 2 or 3 long-term goals, then I could maybe have one portfolio which is only for my long-term. Of 2-3 schemes maybe. If the goal is medium. So it's not necessary that if I have a retirement goal, I should be in one scheme. And if my child's higher education is also 20 years from now, I should be another scheme. That's not important.
No,
it's more the time periods and put schemes according to them. That's the way you're saying.
You could very well have a common scheme in all your portfolios.
Sure. Okay.
Which is fine.
Okay.
Because today you can have 3 different folios, so you can link it to 3 different portfolios. But just ensure that when you are doing that, you are not having a concentration risk. Generally, I advise not to have more than a 20 to 30% exposure to any one scheme, or a 30 to 35% or 40% exposure to one asset management company. These are methods of controlling risk.
So 3, 4, 5 schemes is a good number.
At least. Okay. So
but it shouldn't be 10, 12, 15 that many people end up getting.
10, 12, 15 is not good. Okay, one can do with lesser. But suppose you have, for an example, I'll tell you cases, you may end up having 8 to 10 schemes. You want large cap, you want multi cap, you want mid cap, you want small cap. There are 4 equity categories. Okay, so at least 4 schemes there minimum.
Then you have debt schemes.
Yeah, as well. Then I have debt. Okay, so if I had only 1 or 2 schemes, okay, I had one credit scheme, for example, and I had one AAA scheme, for example, and one dynamic bond fund, 2 out of 3 could have underperformed if you look at the last 2-3 years history.
Right.
So at times we do need to allow for what we call optimum diversification. not too much, I think.
Not too less, not too much.
Yes, yes.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, Srikanth. Thank you very much for coming by and speaking to us.
Thank you so much, Vivek.
Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.